Hello and welcome. This month, ourselves, Mark and Andy from Dremel will be joined by special guest Wayne the Woodturner for a live demonstration where he's going to be showing us just how fun and easy it is to add texture in, do a little piercing to his work, and just how he adds all the amazingness to his wood turning with his Dremel. So stay tuned.
Hello.
Hello.
Good evening.
I'm just throwing Laura. Oh, dear.
Hey guys, hey everyone. How you doing?
Hello. Hello.
Freezing.
Kevin, I've got a question. I've just noticed that artwork behind you in the hook before the Gringotts Bank, was it?
Yeah.
I've not seen that before. That's nice.
Thanks.
Not finished
Still
yet.
working on it.
Sorry.
Am I
It's on my
unfrozen?
chimney breast.
No, you're supposed to be doing some intros.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Well, I
Over
don't
to
know
you,
because
Andy.
it's the one time the internet didn't cock it up. I cocked it up myself. So brilliant.
Well, over to Andy.
Over to Andy. Am I there? I'm here. Anyway, anywho, thank you very much everyone for joining. We've got a really cool show coming. A few bits of admin before we start. If you have any questions, don't forget to put them in the chat, but put a Q at the front of it so we definitely know it is a question. Or if you have any questions you don't think of during the show, you can message any of us with our links are in the description somewhere below here and at the Dremel email address. Same with projects. We're not going to share any projects this month, but we're going to find out why. But if you want us to share any of your projects, please share them with us. Send them to one of the guys on the live, or to the email address. If you don't put a description in there, as Wayne has found out, I will make one up for you. So it is always best. Or just don't do what Wayne does when I reply, "Great project, mate. Have you got any details?" And he says, "It was fun." Thank you.
Brilliant.
I have been assured that when on lives, he is a man of many words. So hopefully, this will go well. If not, you're really not
I usually never get a word in edgeways.
Also, we're not going to do the sticker wall this month, but we do want your stickers. So keep sending in your stickers, and we'll send you some Dremel stickers as a thank you, and you'll get a shout out. Bingo, live stream bingo. If you haven't,
The address for the stickers is in the description below.
thank you, Phil. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, address is below to send your stickers in, and don't forget to put in a return address so we can send you some stickers as a thank you. Bingo. If you haven't downloaded the bingo yet, you need to go to the Dremel_UK Instagram page or the Dremel UK Facebook page, where you will see our live stream bingo in the description. God, I love it when they're organized. It's great. Play along. It's just a bit of fun. Every time we say one of the stupid words on there, tick it off, and the first person to shout bingo in the chat will win a couple of Easy Speak Link accessories. I apologize to any of our overseas watchers, listeners. Watchers sounds a bit weird now I said that out loud, but unfortunately it is only open to people in the UK, but you're welcome to play along for a bit of fun anyway. So that's the admin out of the way. Most of us, or most of you who join us regularly know the regular idiots on here, including myself in that. But we have a special guest. Wayne the Woodturner. He is an absolute legend. He is the Tower of Power. He's too sweet to be sour. Let's introduce our guest, Wayne Glass. Oh!
A legend in his own lifetime. Or is that his name? Good evening, everybody. Thank you for inviting me along.
Not a problem, Wayne. Not a problem. So, Wayne, if you wouldn't mind just telling us a bit about yourself, how you got into wood turning.
Andy, why don't you let him get started, right? And then he can talk whilst he's doing.
Even better.
Yes.
Even better.
Because I don't want to look at us.
Right, what I'm going to do tonight, I'm going to try and get 2 projects at least part finished anyway. But as people know when they watch my lives, I don't tend to turn very fast. I'm a pretty slow turner. Camera. That's what you've got to shout if I keep on forgetting to change camera, by the way. So on the lathe tonight, I've got quite a small piece of ash, or is that ass?
I think it's asswood. It's definitely asswood.
Definitely asswood. Right, what I've done, I've turned the outside, I hand turned a bit of a sphere on here. I'm just going to hollow it out, and then I'll get to using the Dremel. And for this one, I'm going to be using the Dremel in a jig, so I can put some slits on the outside of it. Turn that speed down a bit. We'll just get this hollowed out. It'll not take long.
Yeah.
While you're making a start, we'll start going through who's out there.
Okay.
Top of the list was Royce the Boy, followed by Andrew from AG Woodworks. We have Scott, the Blue Light Turner. We have Tendring Woodworking. We have Susie, the Swiss Turner. We have Rob from Queen's Law. We have Charlie Taylor. We have Colin Izzard. We have Lucy Bundy Rowe. We have Woodwork Learner. We have Green Haven Creations.
Andy Pugh.
We have Andy Pugh.
Just get this cleaned out a little bit.
Is that IJL each?
Yeah, IGL each.
IJ Leach. Right, I was still working that one out. We have Pete from Twisted Trees.
Hello.
I
We have
really
Brian
did.
over at Hardwood Turning.
Hello.
I know this is lowering the tone, but I was thinking that Wayne would keep it classy instead of fingering his asswood.
Keep it classy, Andy, I think.
Yes, keep it classic.
It's
Right,
been said before, Andy, many, many times.
We have Kev over at OK Creations. We have Barry Chippy. Evening night. We have John from Jigsaw Shed.
John.
We have Laurie Siberii.
Hello.
We have Dr.
I'm
Bob.
just checking the thickness of this as well.
We say Andrew from Wyby Woodshed.
Hello.
We have Rich from Beard X16. Evening, Rich. We have Keith Clutchy himself. Lionheart.
In fact, you probably want to see him.
He doesn't.
Oh, yeah. There you go, that's better.
Oh, look at the strategically placed Dremel box in the background.
TJ Sherman.
Wayne Bigfoot.
We have Wayne Bigfoot, which means Valerie's somewhere around as well.
Hello.
Evening, guys.
Now, what you don't want to do when you're doing anything like this is get the inside diameter bigger than the outside diameter.
Question from Andy Pugh. Is the bingo for a line or a full house? It's a full house, Andy.
Yep.
We have Dale from Maple Tree Studios. Evening, Dale.
Just a little bit more.
This could be a potentially dumb question as a non-wood turner, but
Yeah.
how do you know when you've got? Well, obviously you go all the way through it, but how are you literally just measuring or getting a feel for the thickness by feel? Is that it?
Yes, yeah, that's these are my measuring calipers. If I get down to that, I've gone too far.
Larkin McEwen's joined us.
It's a good measuring system, that.
Now you just got asking questions on this.
Wayne, what tool are you using there?
This is Easy Wood Tools #1 hollower. It's a carbide tip, a very, very good tool, and cleans out wood like nobody's business. Let's see, I'm down at about, that's about 6 mil. I've got a little bit more to take out of there. So my background, I started turning in 1986 in the process of leaving the army.
You don't mind me asking, Wayne, what did you do
I did. It was a resettlement course to help people from the army get back into Civvy Street.
Yeah.
We just bought this place and it needed some work doing on it. So the course I did was an introduction to the building trades.
Yeah.
And they had a joiner shop and they had a lathe and they let me loose on it.
Did you go, like, when you went on the lathe the first time, did you kind of go, yes, I really enjoyed that, or did you, sort of go, I need some work?
No, well, it was a bit of both, really. I mean, the first thing I ever turned was a handle for a plasterer's hawk.
I was told it was chariot wheels for the Romans.
Well, some people have said that I actually turned the rollers for the Egyptians to roll the stones along for the pyramids.
See, I heard, Wayne, and I've seen pictorial evidence of your armor making for the Spartans at the Battle of Thermopylae. or thermoply, if you're into that.
Thermoply, yeah. Right.
Isn't that a board game?
I think they're all trying to get bingo earlier.
Yeah.
They are. Yeah. There's a little bit of cheating going on there, I think, from Huey.
Right, right, you'll be able to see. Right, what I've got here is my 8220, and what I'm going to do is just get this lined up.
That's an interesting attachment you have there. I've not seen that Dremel attachment.
No, you don't.
Dremel should make one of these. Right, now what I have got on the chuck that I've got, it's actually got an indexing ring around the back. So again, I've made up another small jig so I can actually use that indexing ring. And what I always tend to do when I'm using, I'm going to just check that's, no, that's not it. Yep, that's it. Always switch the lathe off, because I'm a nightmare when I'm doing stuff. I'll finish doing a cut and then I'll go and try and switch the lathe on with the indexing thing in. Right, so all I've got here is 2 bits of plywood with a hinge and a dowel that goes down into the tool rest. And I've got just 2 Jubilee clips that are holding my 8220 in place. And I've got the, I always forget the bloody name of this one. It's not that one. It's not that one. It's that one. I've got the SC544 wood cutting disc in here. So I'll just switch it on. Is that too noisy for everybody, or is it okay?
It's okay.
Right, seeing as how I've explained what the jig's about, that's better. Right, so this is the outer indexing ring here has got 24 slots, so I'm going to put 12 cuts in, so it's every other one.
Is this what you're poking a hole in it, or does this have another name?
Sorry, Andy?
Would you class this as poking a hole in it, or is this...
No, that's not poking a hole in it. That's sawing a hole in it.
I don't know.
Are you already poked a hole in it?
You've already poked a hole in his wood.
Poke a hole in it and poke the hole.
Oh, dear me. Question from Andrew, Wayne.
Yeah.
Wayne, did that come with Egyptian times? From the Egyptian times?
A very versatile tool, the Dremel. I absolutely love using it.
That's good to know, Wayne, because you are on a Dremel live stream.
Yeah.
So, I mean, when did you first start using Dremels then, Wayne? How did you get? I know how you got involved with us quite recently, but were you using
Right,
Dremels?
I've had a Dremel for years. I've got an old Dremel 300, I think it is.
Oh yeah, that was around in Egyptian times. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was called the 300 because it was 300 BC.
Yeah.
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 That
That one. So we have a question from Susie. She says, I've obviously watched Wayne many times and I've seen Palinkaz in the chats, but I'm new to the Dremel group. Are you earworms all working for Dremel? Well, technically, one of us works for Dremel. The rest of us work with Dremel, including Wayne.
So there are a few people in this chat that haven't really seen before. So maybe we want to do some introductions, Andy.
Oh, do I have to? Oh.
Yeah. Have you got a singing song too?
Oh, I did. I've forgotten it. I'll try and work on the song. But yeah, so Susie, my name is Andrew. I am Andy, or Stronger, if ever normally. I work for Dremel. I am what we call a marketing communications manager, which sounds very posh. Generally, it's quite boring. It's chasing likes on Facebook. But one part of the job that is really cool is I get to work with our influencers and run our influencer program. And we call them our Misfit Makers. One, because I love alliteration, and two, because they cause a lot of mischief. And I am very fortunate to say that I get to work with all the guys on this live as Misfits and as makers, and it's really, really cool.
Yep.
So next one, who's up next?
Go on, Mark.
I'm Mark. I have a woodworking channel, Peachtree Crafting. I make things out of wood, mess around with wood, use Dremels a fair bit in those projects, and that's how I got involved with Dremel as well. Yeah, that's me.
Awesome.
Go on, you can do it now.
Oh, I'm Kez and he's Phil. And well, most of you have seen us knocking around, sort of the lives and stuff like that. We make stuff. That's all I can say is we make stuff, because we don't make one particular thing. We don't just particularly, sort of make stuff out of wood or resin or, metal work or anything like that. We just make stuff out of everything.
Oh.
Right, now down to the silly questions.
Yep, go for it. Scott, the blue light turner. Question: if Wayne turned the poles for the Egyptian, what did he do for the Romans? He did the chariot.
No, what did the Romans ever do for us?
Give us straight roads.
They gave us roads.
Yeah, they give us straight ones.
Yeah, well, there is that.
What did the Romans ever do for us?
And Dale at Maple Tree Studios wants to know how deep the shavings are this evening.
How what?
How deep are you shaving?
Oh, not that type of shaving. Sorry.
What's on his floor?
The majority of shavings are over by the wood burner at the moment.
Ready to go in it.
No, to be fair, I thought we were talking about beards as well.
Yeah.
No, wood shaving.
Oh.
Wayne, so you're obviously using ash for this project, you said. Do you have a favourite wood you like to work with?
I haven't got one particular favourite. I've got a few favourites. Ash is one of them. Sycamore's another because it takes colour really well. I love using burrs, and yew is especially nice to work with.
Oh, you're really special to work with too, Wayne.
Oh, shucks.
And then on the flip side of that, is there any particular wood you hate working with or you would rather not work with?
I can't remember the annoying thing is I can't remember the name of it, but I did a live a couple of years. I did a live a couple of years ago, and about halfway through the live, I started sneezing, and I carried on sneezing for about 4 hours after the live finished. And I wish I could remember the name of that wood, because I'll never use it again.
You can remember it. Brilliant.
And according to Huey, you like cracked ash.
I think Andy wrote a thing on his cracked bowl last time.
And Lucy wants to know, is Brushy buried in the shavings? Yes, probably, Lucy.
Yeah, Brushy is buried in the shavings. I've just been looking for Brushy and I can't find him anywhere.
You'll trip over it soon. Brushy.
Brushy, the brush.
Wayne names his tools. Come on, Wayne, tell us your tool names. Or tell
No,
Andy
I
your tool
don't
names.
name. No, Jamie names the tools. It's not me.
You put labels on them.
No, that's Jamie. I got Brushy off Jamie.
Do you?
Right. This everybody who watches me will know Drilly.
It's Drilly.
Oh, boo! It's Black and Decker. How dare you, Wayne?
In his defence, have you provided him with the Bosch one?
I don't know. I don't know if he's asked for one.
That's quieting that up.
There you go.
We have Joseph King in.
Hello.
We have Donna Love Angels in.
Hello. Jimmy says Bushy's been kidnapped. Oh dear me.
Now what I'll do, I'll just get this parted off. It'll probably just get an oil finish anyway, which will go straight onto the bare wood. At some point in the near future, I'll make a sort of finial lid for it, and then this can become a small potpourri. That's the whole reason that I do this style with the slots in, is that you can actually put potpourri in it, and the smell still comes out through the slots.
Cool.
So I'll just get it parted off.
I mean, I love potpourri as a soup, Wayne, but you've got holes in that bowl. How's that going to contain soup?
It's thick soup.
There's a lot of thick soup on this live, I can tell you that.
Have you never had northern soup, Andy? It's not that weak water stuff you get down south.
What?
Oh dear me. Scott wants to know where's Bernie.
Bernie.
Oh dear me. So come on then, Andy. What's going off in the Dremel world this month?
Change camera.
Well.
There you are.
Oh,
Yeah, pretty cool. Looking good, Wayne.
So that's one way that I use the Dremel. While Andy's waffling on about what he tends to do
He
at work.
definitely waffles. You got that one right.
It's a cracking doorknob, that is, and it's not the only knob on screen at the moment. Anyway.
Oh dear me.
Anyway, what's going on this month?
I didn't realise the camera was pointing that direction. I'm sorry. Oh.
Well, this month we are going.
This month.
We are prepping for a few shows. We're going to go to Cos Expo. So if you're into cosplay, come to Reading University next weekend. It's going to be an interesting one. And then at the end of that, did any of you know that Dremel are going to make a central? Did any of you know that? Apparently not. I don't know if I've mentioned it before, but we're going to make a central. So if anyone is going to that, it would be lovely to see you. We are doing some work, or actually the lovely people on this live stream are doing some workshops. You have to sign up on the day, I'm afraid, but any workshop you attend, you do get a Dremel goodie bag when you leave, and you get to see Kez, Phil, and Mark, and you get to do some really cool stuff. Like
don't put them off.
Slate engraving, glass engraving, and we're doing a wood/metal project as well. So if you are going to Makers, it'd be great to see you. Pop in, say hello.
Yeah. Wayne, Andrew says ketchup.
Oh, sorry.
No, Andrew said ketchup.
Yeah, he knows what he said.
Wow.
It's Mike.
Oh, it's Darth Vader.
I think we should try and guess what type of wood this is before he tells us. I'm going to go beech.
Sycamore.
Oh.
Right, what I'm going to do with this, so I have turned and finished the outside. I've left the tenon on, which I'll be able to reverse the bowl and take that off when it's totally finished. But it's going to be quite a thin-walled bowl, this, because it is going to get pierced. So I'm going to try and get the wall thickness down to around about 3 or 4 mil. It's a lot easier doing this with wet wood. This is quite dry, but it's a lot easier doing thin-walled bowls with wet wood than dry, but we'll see how we get on.
Why is that, Wayne? Out of interest.
Wet wood is it's more forgiving, I should say. When you turn it, it actually turns a hell of a lot better than dry wood.
Does it like it's turning like a kid on a roundabout, so it's doing quite well.
Yeah, the thing is, with dry wood, seeing as how it is dry, if you do get too thin, it can sometimes start cracking and breaking up. Where wet wood will probably is more likely to warp.
Yeah.
So
And
the other thing with your cut.
Yeah, the other thing when you're doing thin-walled bowls like this, you're better off leaving a hunk of wood in the center, and that actually stabilizes the whole thing.
So are you doing the back side of the wood now?
No, this is going to be the inside.
Okay.
Right, I'm assuming this one's for you, Andy. Did you get the parcel?
Donna, no, I haven't been in the office for a few weeks because I've been off ill and stuff. So I don't know if there are any parcels for me. I will check next week when I'm in.
Wayne, when I was looking you up, obviously I've seen you've been woodturning since '86, and I sort of thought to myself, well, that's about 20 years. And then I realised I'm a lot older than I thought I was, and it's actually close to 40 years.
You forget what year you're actually in these days, don't you?
I forget it's 2020. It still feels like it's 2000.
Yeah.
So, obviously, woodturning's changed a bit, has it, since you started in '86?
Not really. About the main thing that has changed is that a lot of lathes that you get these days, like this one, have got electronic speed control on them.
Right.
So what they tend to have is a 3 horsepower motor run through an inverter, so you can get speed control on it. That seems to be the main difference. Even on some of the cheaper lathes, they've got electronic speed control.
How big is your shed and lathe if you've got 3 horses in there powering it?
No, they're outside.
No?
They're outside on the treadmill.
Can I also just throw in 1986? I was 1 year old then, just to throw that in there.
And has there been any other changes in technology that's made things easy for you as you've been going along?
The 4-jaw chucks. The 4-jaw chucks. I think there was only one firm did 4-jaw chucks when I started, and that was Axminster. Just about everybody does them now. The type of metal that's used. Oh God, shavings all over the camera. The type of metal that's used for gouges and things. Yeah. They used to be high. A lot of them used to be high carbon steel. Now the majority, in fact, nearly all are high speed steel, and you can get different gradings of high speed steel. One of the most recent things to come in, but they've been in for quite a long time now, is what I was using before with the number 1 hollower with the carbide tips.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been around for a hell of a lot of years in metalworking, but they've only recently, well, in the sort of past 15, 20 years, started coming into wood turning.
Yes.
Now, again, when people do thin wall bowls, if they don't leave the wood in the center, once the walls start getting thin, you can get a lot of flexion going on, a lot of vibration going on. So the other thing that you've got to remember when you're doing a thin walled bowl is to actually just go down about an inch at a time.
How big is an inch in modern terms?
25 mil.
Oh, he's good. He's good. Oh, and I'm loving the effect of the wood shavings at the camera. I feel like I'm going through a really weird warp thing. This is so cool.
It's like somebody's throwing spaghetti at you.
Yeah, if only we did this in 3D, you'd be like, whoa.
Tim at TF Turning's joined us.
Yep, Tim.
Is there anybody you've collaborated with, Wayne, that you've really enjoyed working with, or anybody you want to collaborate with?
Oh, there's probably loads of people I'd like to collaborate with. I've done, me and Jamie have done a few things together, but that usually involves drink.
Now we know you've done community service, looking after Jamie.
Who have I done collaborations with? Probably not many people, to tell you the truth.
I need to let the dog into the room. He's stepping at the door. Bear with me.
What time for somebody to beat your door?
Wayne, when you first started woodturning, what were the common mistakes you used to make?
Common mistakes. I think I was one of the founder members of the Funnel Club.
You've got such a dirty giggle, Kez. What's that? And the Funnel Club would be?
The Funnel Club would be is when you go down to the bottom of the bowl and you accidentally go a little bit too far and you turn a funnel instead.
You poke a hole in it.
Yeah.
You poke a hole in it.
You poke a hole in it. Oh dear me.
Is that classed as a technical issue, or is that just a cock up?
Some people are actually quite practiced at doing funnels. I remember Steve from SK Crafts. I think it was 2 lives running. He did a funnel.
Oh dear me.
Yeah, you're just good at flying saucers, aren't you?
Yeah.
What's the closest call you've had when something's come flying off?
I remember this one fairly well. I don't remember the year. It was around about 4 or 5 years ago. New Year's Day. It was probably the wrong day to do any turning. But New Year's Day, I was out here doing some turning with quite a big piece of elm on the lathe, a really gnarly piece. And I remember getting so far down, and you can actually hear when something's going to happen, you can usually hear the noise change. There starts to be a different note when you're actually cutting the wood. And I thought, this isn't going to last very long. And the next thing I knew, it flew off and it hit the garage door, which is about 15 foot away.
Oops. Time to go for a drink after that one.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
John says you didn't thought you made mistakes. You thought you were born the wood Jedi with the ball gouge in your hand.
Oh, that'd be painful.
Yeah.
Talking of mistakes, then, have you ever started out making something, you've ended up cocking it up, and then it's ended up as something else? And
yes, yeah, loads of times. I think everybody does.
I think everybody does. No matter what you're making or what you crafted or anything else, you always end up doing that, don't you?
I mean, I'm probably
Scott.
So just realised that what?
Garibaldi biscuits and coffee don't go well. Now a mug full of currants.
Disgusting.
Yeah, you shouldn't be. The only biscuits you should be dunking are hobnobs anyway.
I like my coffee flavoured, not biscuit flavoured.
Yeah, Wayne, what are you, a tea or a coffee man?
Coffee. In fact, that's a lie. Red wine.
Kez said you love a pretentious flavoured coffee.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah, he does like flavoured coffee. Red wine.
Yeah, coffee flavoured coffee.
Coffee flavoured coffee.
Yeah, I absolutely agree there, Wayne. It's got to be coffee flavoured.
And do you ever knock it up a notch, feel posh, and treat yourself to a chocolate hobnob, or is it just standard hobnob?
Right, that's getting there. Right, there's just a little bit. That bit there is thicker than this bit here, so I can just afford to take another little bit, just starting about here. Just to get that down.
Must
Scott
come
says
from
he ate
years
all
of
the
practice.
chocolate obnobs. Sorry, Mark.
I'm saying must come from years of practice of being able to just do that and know how thick it is.
Yeah.
You get it's quite easy to tell, really.
For you, yeah.
Right, I'm just going to, now that's like that, I'll just double check that the chuck is tight properly. Because this type of chuck, when you're squeezing down on the wood, it crushes the fibres. So you're always as well doing a double check. And then I'll just get rid of all of this inside.
Okay, I didn't
Donna
realise
says
that
she
you.
can't. Donna says she can't have a coffee. She's run out of milk.
We might have to do a whole live stream on hot drinks and the best biscuits to dunk here. We can throw cake in there as well.
You need Scott on for that.
Yeah, the Biscuit King.
Yeah, he is the biscuit king, definitely.
Yeah, but you don't need them. He'll start using stupid flavoured coffees and things, though.
Yeah, no, you don't want a stupid flavoured coffee. Yeah.
I like a stupid flavoured coffee. I like a bit of caramel in mine.
What about the only thing that does go in it?
Yeah, I mean, that says a lot about you, Mark, though, really, doesn't it?
Wait, hey, we're the only ones that that pronounce it properly around here, Andy.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
No.
Everyone knows it's pronounced
Latte.
latte.
It's a latte.
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 We're on to important
There we go.
questions now by the looks of it.
Here's Huey. So, okay, so let's address the elephant in the room. Pineapple or not on pizza, of course.
Oh, that's
Pineapple coffee.
It's a friendly show, Huey. Let's keep it that way. We're all friends here for the moment. We'll have another show on whether pineapple goes on pizza or not.
Because we all know it does.
Well, it can do. I mean, can't it? I mean,
You can put anything on a pizza, whether it's edible or not. It's a different matter. Pepperoni's the best one.
I mean, we are talking about chunks of pineapple, right? Not just literally just putting a whole like.
He's been watching SpongeBob.
I'm just wondering if
It's in a pineapple under the sea.
Yeah. That's the one. Is that your song for this month? Come on, sing it again.
Oh, look, everyone, Wayne's made a frisbee.
Oh, no, I've done that. I've made a frisbee. That got sent to America, that did.
What, you've got strong arms.
Yeah, I know.
It was the speed it was
All this
spinning at the
turning.
time.
Woodwork Learner says he hates pizzas.
Wayne, of course, says no to pineapple. And Lucy Bundy Rose says Nutella and strawberry pizza.
Oh,
Not tried that
my
one.
That's obviously got to be just a fruit pizza. You can't have.
Don't call Lucy a fruit. Don't insult the audience, Kez. Insult us.
Sorry.
Right,
I'm
what are we doing now?
regularly put strawberries with chicken.
No. What?
Yeah.
You put strawberries with chicken?
I didn't. I worked
Oh.
with a chef that did.
He eats cheese and peanut butter.
Oh.
Yeah, that was mine.
Are you bringing in tomato centre with you?
Yeah, Mr. Driver.
What are you using there, Wayne, to
Right.
poke holes in it?
What I've done, I've just put a couple of lines on the outside here, and I am using one of the, I don't know if you can see that,
Spiral
it's one of
cutter.
one of the side cutters that I'm using.
Spiral cutter.
What I probably should have done was drill some holes in first. But what I'm going to do, I'm just going to make, I wonder if you'll be able to see that better from.
For a minute, I
Yeah.
thought you were using a structured tooth burl, but you're not.
Right, to tell you the truth, seeing as how you've mentioned that,
Ooh.
Have you
You know,
always
this is
textured your bowls, Wayne? Have you always used texturing, like right from the beginning?
I
Or is
have. No, I've used texturing for a hell of a lot of years. Not that the colouring for me. Well, I say fairly recent. I only started colouring things probably in the last 10 years or so.
Hmm.
I mean, what is texturing on a bowl? Is texturing referred to like a pattern at all, or is it a specific type of?
It's just a
Right.
different texture than smooth.
Right, I will. I'll give you a quick demonstration, Andy, if I can find my texturing tool, which I probably won't be able to.
Is this
Under
because you
the
didn't name them?
shavings. Yeah. You need a whistler, mate, on these things.
Right, what I'll do, I'll just. No, yeah, check that. Right, I'm just going to mark in the bottom of the bowl here. Just put a quick mark in there.
Oh, look
Turn
at that.
the speed down.
That was done professionally.
Times 840.
Oh, that looks scary.
Okay. Right. What this is the Robert Sorby spiraling and texturing tool.
Hmm.
So one side is flat all the way across, the other side's got a bevel, and I tend to use the bevel side. And you can use this for putting different textures, different patterns onto things, even doing spirals on the likes of a wine goblet stem, things like this. So I'm running it around about 500. You have the tool horizontal, but you can actually turn it so you can get different patterns.
I'm mesmerised.
I mean, it
I
looks
can
like
see
a
Andy's
pizza
face
cutter.
going, oh, he's not doing anything.
Oh wow!
Look at that.
Right, now, if I just use... I'll probably not be able to find that either. Just so you'll be able to see this a bit better, I've just got some bronze embellishing wax here. I'll just rub into there. Just got a piece of kitchen towel, turn that back on. There you are.
Wow.
That's the type of thing that you can do with a texturing tool. But you can use, I mean, I use the structured tooth. This is pretty good for doing textures as well.
You realise when he turns that on spinning again, it's going to mesmerise you, and he's going to convince us all to send him chocolate hobnobs.
Start making chicken noises.
We'll just lock that in, and I'll just show on the rim here that you can use the structured tooth tool. Just to put some different types of texture on the rim.
Do you always use cordless Dremels, Wayne, or do you switch between corded and cordless?
The old Dremel I've got is a corded one, but the two main ones I use is the 8220 and the 8260, so they're both cordless. And I've obviously got I've got the Fortiflex as well, which I'll probably not use tonight.
Okay. So when you first got a cordless Dremel, did you think it was witchcraft?
Oh, I thought it was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, they are brilliant, aren't they?
He doesn't have to pedal it anymore.
Doing a bit of Darth Vader there, Wayne.
It's ketchup.
Ketchup.
It means the same thing.
Darth
I've already
Vader.
had ketchup, so I was doing something different. He's poking a hole in it.
Poking a hole in
Poking a
it.
hole in it.
What is this?
Making-
He's making a Clasperoni pizza.
He's making a bowl that's going to be useless for my bloody cornflakes.
Could you use that
What
as a
on-
chariot?
Could I use this what?
Chariot wheel.
Roy's the boy got bingo.
Scott
Oh.
first.
Oh,
You missed
Scott. Oh,
one.
sorry, Scott first. Scott got bingo.
I'm sorry, Mark. I missed that one.
It's all right. I was just trying to get the bingo word in. That was all.
All right.
Don't worry.
Did it. I did it.
And the first
Bingo.
one up, beating Roy just by a few seconds, was Scott.
Scott. Sorry, Roy. So, Scott, you have to email Andy on the email address in the link below and bug him.
Yeah, send me your address, Scott.
I wouldn't if I was you. You never know what you're going to get in the post.
Okay, well, if I'll just put it in a blank envelope, and if it gets to you, it's meant to be.
Yeah, that's the one. Oh, dear me. Kev says apparently it's a sieve, Andy.
How much time we got left?
It's quarter to. Keep going, you're fine.
Yeah, Roy, how it came through on ours as Scott's came in first, mate.
I've lost my film inside. Couldn't get now.
What was that all about, Mark?
I don't know if I'm allowed to drink wine on camera, so I'm just covering it up when I have a sip.
Mark.
Non-alcoholic wine. It's non-alcoholic wine, obviously.
Well, it's not wine then, is it? It's pop.
No, good point.
Yeah, it's right.
It's
Grape
pop,
juice.
it's non-alcoholic. Come
I
on.
just don't want people to think it's wine. That's all.
No.
Put it in
Why
a mug.
did you tell
then.
us it was, you Wally?
Yeah, put it in a mug. You would have thought you were drinking coffee then.
Yeah. You. Oh crikey!
Not
Oh,
that smart.
he had
Really?
noticed. Dear.
It was like water, actually.
If you had to put it in a wine glass, it wouldn't have been so obvious, mate.
It makes it taste better.
Right, okay then.
Yeah.
The worst thing about doing anything like this
It's
is
noisy.
trying to stay. There is that, but it's also trying to stay random as well.
I was going to say, Wayne, is there any? Is it completely random or how?
I tried to stay random.
How you stand the inside of the
Right, this is just for tonight. This is just a demo piece. I haven't finished the inside at all. That's just been finished straight off the tool.
Sorry, I
It
mean,
would
I
normally
mean,
sand it.
Sorry.
when you poke the holes through, do
Yeah.
you stand inside the holes as well? And how do you do that?
No. Probably what I'll do, because the inside of the holes tend to stay fairly clean. But
Yeah.
for the rest of it, I will use. Where's it gone? I will use one of them,
Ah,
and I can't remember.
Standing buff.
yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember the
It's
name of them.
abrasive buff.
But
The
they're
abrasive buffs.
brilliant.
Yes, they are.
Ooh.
I'm just going to mute you a minute, Wayne, while you're doing that.
Yeah, okay.
Just stick your thumb up when you want to talk.
Stick his thumb up. And no. Anyway,
So now you can talk about him and he can't reply.
the quick note on the abrasive buffs: make sure you have them on a low speed, because if you have them on full pelt, they will disintegrate quite quickly.
Yes, they do. They do.
Mm.
They do. I've done that a few times.
These new ones actually say 15 on them. I'm sure the old one said 35. Maybe, I don't know, but anyway, low speed.
No, they're not normally. They weren't normally 35 because 35 is quite high.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Normally they're sort of like 10 to 15.
Mm. True, Mark. Normally 35 is quite high, whereas 15 is very low.
Yeah, that's the one.
I mean, to be fair, I've
Doesn't
taken
need
more out
to
of the
spin
packet
so
now.
fast. Oof. Oof.
I'm still mesmerised by the spiral in the centre.
I told you, he wants chocolate
Brilliant, isn't it?
oblongs.
Oh, chocolate pops.
That's what he wants.
So if he starts turning it round slowly, we'll have you tripping out, will we?
Yeah.
That's the one, yeah.
Yeah. Oh dear me.
That's pretty awesome. So do you guys, I don't, are you three wood turners as well? Or have you wood turned?
Not me.
Or...
No, not me.
A handful of times, and I've hated it.
I do a little bit.
I've not hated it because it's not been enjoyable. I've hated it because I've been in fear of my life every time I've done it.
Yeah, it does look like you need a certain kind of confidence, or yeah, in your wood, or you just don't care, and whatever could happen is going to happen.
Yeah.
So the first time I did it, I really enjoyed it. It was at the first Makers Central. They're doing pen turning, so I turned a pen. I thought, I quite like that. So I came straight home and ordered I got a lathe off Facebook Marketplace for like 80 quid or something, and it was rubbish, horrible rubbish.
Yeah.
And
I think that was the problem.
I mean, like for lathes as well. I only ever came across lathes when I was at school, and we never got to use them because it was just too dangerous. But as you say, Mark, can you get a lathe for a decent amount of money now? Obviously, there are companies that make them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
you
you can,
still get cheap lathes as well as more expensive ones.
I've never turned. We've got a lathe, but the problem is that he's right-handed and I'm left-handed. So you've got to stand opposite sides of the lathe, right? Then also, your lathe height is normally around where your elbow is. He's 6'5" and I'm 5'6", so it just ain't never going to be set up properly for me and him, is it? So,
well,
like,
firstly,
leave it to him.
Don't turn at the same time.
No.
No, and secondly, get him to make you a step.
No.
Or just hold you up under the armpits. You can be like,
well, no, because I've got to be the opposite side of the lathe anyway, because I'm left-handed.
You can't be the opposite side of the lathe. It turns one way, and
well, whatever. I'm still left-handed, and you're right-handed. It's still that lathe is right-handed.
Excuses.
I don't want to get on it anyway.
There was a wood turner that lived fairly close to me before COVID. Chris, the blind wood turner.
Yeah, he's up here. He's close to us.
Yeah, he's moved to you now.
Yeah.
And he offered to give me some lessons, which I was all up for. Then COVID hit.
Yeah.
And then he moved.
Yeah, Chris
never got
is
to take him up. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he does all that without any sight as well, which is probably even more scary.
Mm. Well, he can't see it spinning towards him.
Well, I suppose no.
No.
You can't be scared of it if you're not seeing it.
No, true.
Yeah, I know, Michael. She's just making excuses.
What?
No such thing as a left or right-handed lathe.
Probably not, but it's still.
Oh, look, Mark, what are you doing?
Water.
What happened there?
Indexing.
So, how does when moving on? If we I know we can ask Wayne this as well, but when you talked about colouring, how would you do the colouring? Are you using oils or paints, or can you use both?
Right, I'll come back. Right, I'll come back. Right.
Yeah.
What I would usually do for using this wax, if I'm using paint, I'll use a sanding sealer first. That's a sanding sealer. Conversation starter. Okay, that's a cellulose one. You get acrylic ones as well. I'd use a sanding sealer first if I'm using paint, because that acts as a primer. If I'm using wood stains go straight onto the wood. Once the wood's been sanded, the stains go straight onto the wood, because that way they soak into the wood.
Right.
have I got any coloured pieces here? Just quickly show you this one. It's covered in dust, but
We've got one of Wayne's.
I've got one. Again, it's dusty. Yeah, that's one of Wayne's.
Look at that.
That's cool.
Almost looks like feathers on either side of it. From
yeah, well, that's the feathering in the wood. That's actually in the wood. That's part of the grain.
Okay.
So there's one of my pieces.
That's string painting though, isn't it? That one.
Yeah, that's string
Which
pull.
is pretty
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Well, I think I saw you made that one on one of your videos when I was
Being
Having a
nosy.
look through. Yeah.
when I was stalking you.
But there's all different types of stuff you can use. I mean, this one is. I'll just quickly show you this one. This one has got they're called chameleon flakes, so the colour change flakes.
Cool. Yeah, that is pretty cool. That is.
Do you guys remember like films like The Mummy or something? I feel like when Wayne shows an urn-looking thing like that, he's going to drop it or rub it the wrong way, and we're all going to be cursed.
5-2, Wayne.
That's it. That's that one done. A quick
Wayne, at the
demo
beginning of your-
piece.
At the beginning of your videos, you show a picture of you with a massive piece of wood in a lathe.
Yes.
What was that about?
That was done down at Glyn Senior's workshop.
Right.
The guy who used to produce Yorkshire Grit
Yeah.
lives down in Scarborough. He's got a VB36 lathe. Well, as have I, got a VB36 lathe, which is a huge Woodturning lathe. And that piece of wood started off at, well, once we got it onto the lathe and then trimmed with a chainsaw, it was 3 foot diameter by 12 inches deep.
Wow.
Big piece of wood.
Now that's
A big
one to be
piece of
scary
wood.
of. That's scary.
There was me, Glenn, Jamie, Dale, Steve from SK Crafts, and I think another couple of people who did the first day there. And we got it down to around about, I think it was about 2 inches deep, thick. We got it down to,
Wow.
both inside and outside. Then it got left for a year. And then there was another bunch of lads. I think Brian was there, Terry was there, Mark the Gentleman Woodturner was there. Obviously, Glyn was there as well, and a few others. In fact, I think Wayne might have been there as well. Wayne Big Feeties might have been there as well. And they got it just about finished.
Cool.
But there you have it.
Nice.
Looking good.
One small sycamore bull. And that's the bit that I just did with the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
The spiral bit.
And Wayne, do you
So that's
ever do you only ever work with wood, or do you work with other materials as well?
I have used resin, not a hell of a lot, mainly for doing pens. I'm not keen on turning resin. My workshop's messy enough without getting it full of resin.
That's
but no,
isn't it?
it's mainly wood that I work with. Clean the glasses.
Well,
Wipers on them.
in case you didn't know, we have some workshops with different materials coming up at Makers Central. You could sign up for one of those.
And I'm afraid I won't be there.
Oh, thank God
You
for
don't
that.
know him.
I'll not be. No, I'm not going this year. I'm afraid, because of the stuff that's happened over the past few months. Apart from anything else, I can't afford it. I think about the only big event I'm going to be at this year will be Harrogate.
That was a good one last year, there wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah, very good one. Harrogate was. Yours.
Cool. Any other questions from anyone?
No, but I've really enjoyed watching that, Wayne. Thank you. It's been great.
Yeah, it has
Oh,
been.
no problem. Anytime,
Thank you,
anytime.
He's going to buy a lathe again now.
I've still got it in my workshop. It's just a rubbish one. So yeah, I think if I'm going to do it, I need to go somewhere and work with someone to do it rather than just try and work it out myself. I think it's an accident waiting to happen if I try and work it out myself.
Well, it sounds like the last woodturner you tried doing that with really wanted to work with you, so he buggered off and moved. So good luck.
Whereabouts are you based, Mark?
Chorley near Preston.
Right. One of the best guys up in that area is Chris Parker. His first name's Chris. Chris Parker. I think he's commonly known as the Bald Woodturner.
The Bold Woodturner, right? I'll have a look for him.
Yeah, in fact, he's just started up a new woodturning club. Lancashire Woodturners, I think it's going to be called.
Right. Okay. Well, that's where I am, Lancashire. So that's handy.
You know, and he does. I mean, the texturing that he does is absolutely superb.
Yeah. Oh, thanks for that. I'll look him up. Thank you.
And I think the Motley crew are trying to get you to do more resin by the looks. Look.
Yeah, well, let them try.
Yeah. Wayne says no.
Yeah. Computer, it says no.
Cool. Well, okay then. Well, we're running over slightly, so thank you very much. Oh no, we got one last question, I believe.
All right.
Woodwork learner.
Have you had any problems with the Dremel chucks?
No, I don't use anything else. I use the on the 8220 and the 8260. I've got the chucks on there. The 40 Flex comes with its own chuck anyway, so.
Sometimes, sorry, Kaz,
sorry.
after you.
So as soon as we get a new Dremel in, the first thing that goes in it is the collet swapped out for the chalk.
They are they're
so much better.
I don't know why we still do the collets, obviously, but I don't know why people do like collets compared to a chuck for the smaller mandrel things. Because I mean, how do you know which collet fits what? But obviously with the jaws, what you can do is sometimes the jaws, when they get hot, they can stick. What a lot of people don't realize is the little spanner that comes in the box. You do have a slot to fit that on the back of the chuck. So if you need to loosen it or tighten it, you can't do it with your fingers. You can use the spanner or the easy twist nose cap on the back of the chuck, just in case.
Or in my case, I tighten them too much that nobody can open them again.
Or you tighten them too much and nobody
with
can.
My fingers. With my fingers.
Kev's asking, are the chucks a buyable accessory? Yes, I believe they are, Kev.
They are. Yes, they are.
Yeah.
They are. They are. The short code on them is 4486. It's just sad.
Have you memorised all the codes, Andy?
Some of them, yes. Some of the short codes, yes. Been at it too long, but cool. Okay. Cool. Let's call it a day. Thank you very much, Wayne, for being our guest. It was awesome. It was really good fun to see.
Thank you.
I don't know anything about woodturning, so that was really cool.
Thank you for everybody in the chat for joining us. It's been great to see everybody.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Don't forget, send us your stickers to the address in the description, and send us your questions and your projects to either one of us on our socials or in the email address. And we'll see you again at the end of April, won't we? I believe.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. It
Can't remember
is the 30th of April.
I was hoping that you lot would go, yes, it's the 30th, but you did exactly the same as I did. I went, crap, when's the last weekend?
It's in my book. I got it in front of me.
Cool. So thank you very much, everyone, for joining us, and we'll see you on the 30th. Bye.
See you soon. Bye.
Night, everybody.